Hello everyone, welcome to Wholemind Conversation. We've been on a powerful series about friendship, social skills, and peer pressure. We've already heard from the teenage girls themselves. Today we are with a parent and also a teacher. As schools reopen, many parents worry not about books and fees, but also about the kind of friends their children will keep and they may face in school. To help us discuss this, we have a parent and also a Mrs. Osuji.
Thank you very much.
Teachers see children daily in the school environment, in class, during break, and even in their social groups.
Thank you again for having me.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Let's start with friendship. Parents often worry about bad friends, but the truth is, friendship are very important in school life. What role do friends play in a child's development?
All right. It's good that when a child is in school, especially for the fresh ones, first few days they tend to like study
The
their
environment.
mates, their environment, yes. And in the course of study, he or she will discover one or two persons that are like in manners or they can flow very well with. And then you find the child clinging or becoming friends with such. And sometimes the children, they tend to follow or cling to those that show them love and care, or those that kind of assist them in one way. So from there, you find out that if the child happens to be maybe the introvert or the very quiet type, he or she will now start coming out from his or her shell. And then even some will help them as far as them improving in their relationship with friends and peers, and of course in their studies as well. So friendships or friendship keeping or friends keeping help the children a lot. And some their friendships do not really end in the classroom or within the school. Sometimes it will transcend to their parents. Like I have a lot of parents now that are my friends because my children and their kids are friends.
We heard from the teenage girls. Peer pressure is not always bad. Do you agree, ma?
Of course, yes.
All right. How does it show up in schools?
Okay, some of them show positively as well as negatively. So it depends. Which one do you want me to talk about?
The negative aspects.
Okay. For instance, some children, maybe it's not always that the child or the children are bad, but maybe from the environment they came from or they come out from must have influenced their thoughts, their behavior, the way they live. So they bring such to the classroom environment. And before you know it, the children that they mingle with will start acting or behaving just as them. So that is the negative aspect of the peer pressure thing. Then the positive ones, you find out that a child from a well behaved home will bring such to the class. And maybe a child that is facing challenges from home, maybe that do not have the kind of love, respect, and care that the friend from a good home is receiving, by the time he or she is friends with a good girl, her mindset, her lifestyle, everything about her automatically will change. And you find that child behaving like the friends. They will always say, show me your friend, and I will tell you who you are. Do you get it? So that one, the child will get influenced. Some academically they are very sound, and their friends are not so good ones. You find out that the very strong ones academically will pull the weaker ones, and before you know it, that one too will improve in his or her own studies. That's also part of the peer pressure thing, positive side of it. So there are good aspects as well as the bad ones. So everything now depends on the child, whether teenager or whoever. It depends on the child. That's why we as parents, when our child is leaving home, we'll always try to like make him or her know where he is coming from and where he is going
Going.
to. Do not always allow negative friends influence you. Rather, be the one to influence them positively. And if you find out that they that you feel are negatively influenced ones are being difficult to be influenced, then you've done your part. Just stay away, but do not allow them influence you.
Wow, that's so insightful. So teachers should encourage these groups, right?
Yes, yes. We encourage the good ones.
Yeah, and not just to punish the bad ones.
No. Sometimes when we see the children not living the way they are supposed to, living right, we guide them as well. And when we find out, sometimes we go as far as pairing them up with the ones who feel and believe can help them grow or develop. Do that. We follow up at times. Sometimes we get the parents even involved to let them know that this is what we're doing, this is what we've discovered, and this is how far we can go, and this is where we want you
To
as a
come in.
parent or parents to come in. So support us. So we encourage it, but sometimes we find out that some parents do not encourage us. Some of them will even come and like we're wasting their time, we're keeping the children, but they do not know that we're helping out. And sometimes the child will be willing to change, but will not get the support or backing from home. So that is where we always have problem. Sometimes the child will be willing to change, would want to come out, want to devote or commit himself or herself, and the parents at home would not. Let me use an instance like booster lessons. The school will discover that a particular set of children or a child is not doing well academically. That's why we have the booster lessons. So at the beginning of every term, we bring out the list. We even come and announce, inform the child, you are part of the booster lesson. Sometimes we'll even go as far as telling the parents or whoever comes to pick them, the guardian, the child will be staying for booster. But unfortunately, you find out the parents will want to come and pick them. They will tell you, oh, I can't come back. I have to go back to work. I have to go somewhere, or I can't come. And the child would lose out. The child will not be able to be part of the whole benefit program. So that is why and where we have problems like that. So the school is willing, the child may be willing, but from the home, he or she will not have the support.
Before we close, what advice would you give to a parent, teacher, and school listening?
To a parent like myself, find out or know the child you have. First of all, know your child. Then you'll be able to know where to channel him or her. Listen to them, no matter how little. Sometimes be patient enough to listen. From there, you'll be able to gain their trust. From there, you'll be able to gain their confidence. They will tell you anything, they won't hide anything from you. Sometimes allow them to make mistakes. Yes, we know that the world today is evil, is full of bad things and influence, but sometimes guide them and allow them to make some certain mistakes. They are growing. When we are growing, we made mistakes and we are guided. Allow them to make their own mistakes and you put them through, correct them. And by then you find out that they will grow with it because they've learned something from the mistake they made. And then you'll be able to guide them through. And for schools, when they come back, make sure you monitor and follow up. Get in touch with schools. Get in touch with their teachers. If possible, be friends with their teachers. Find out how your child is doing. Then you as a parent, you will know your role to play because you don't have to leave the school alone with your children. No, we are trying, we have a lot of kids to take care of. You as a parent, make out time, create time for your children so that at the end of it all, it will not always be about the money you're spending or how much you're putting in, but at least you'll be happy that your effort wasn't wasted. And we as a school too, we're always happy when we find out that our children are doing good. We are also proud. We are parents also.
Thank you so much, Ms. Osuji, for sharing your insights. We've now seen how friendship, social skills, and peer pressure affects children from the view of students, parents, and also teachers. To our listeners, remember schools are not just for learning maths and English, they are for shaping characters. Let's support our children in making the right decisions, the right friends, building good social skills, and resisting negative pressures. Until next time, bye bye.